First, what's up, catfishes, catfishing, catfish? How's it going? We're gonna hang out here for just a few minutes. I meant to start it like 15 minutes ago, but I'm always struggling to do anything on time. Yeah. We're trying to cast fastest games today. I guess solo. I couldn't find. I tried asking a few people to join me for it today, but no luck, fortunately. Okay, sounds good. I tried taking a nap before I streamed, before I did this cast, and yeah, it wasn't happening. Ain't happening. Hi, Queen. Queen, do you want to cast with me? I feel like we would make a terrible casting duo. Day naps mess up night sleeps. You know what's really funny about that? I just heard that for the first time in my life yesterday. And now you're saying it too. Tried asking a few people to cast with me, Queen, but I didn't want to do it with somebody I didn't know. But unfortunately, the people that I did ask either couldn't show up or they're J2 Digital and they never respond on Discord. Is what it is. I'm gonna give this like 5 minutes and then I'll start. We'll do the best we can. My fastest knowledge is pretty limited, but I think I understand enough StarCraft that it won't be hard to watch. Hope. I will be right back while I wait. You know what it is? So now that I've had multiple people tell me multiple days in a row here about naps messing up sleeping at night, I guess I'll have to stop trying to take naps. What ends up happening is I do sleep poorly, especially at night, and then because I sleep poorly, I'm tired during the day, and as soon as I think about having to do something like in a couple hours, my brain jumps to, oh, I should probably sleep some so I don't feel like crap when I do it. And then I end up napping, and then I end up not sleeping well at night, right? So I guess this is the spiral that I've got myself stuck in sometimes. So now that I've had multiple people tell me, maybe I'm just gonna, I'll try it for like a little while here to just not sleep during the day any. See if this helps some. The other thing today is too, I got a little bit of feedback on my cast from Monday, and I was told that the way I control the camera and stuff is pretty hard to watch as a viewer. And I've actually heard this more than once before, that the way I observe is not super viewer friendly. So I watched a little bit of like good casters like Artosis and Falcon Paladin, and tried to see a little bit more of like their habits and stuff, and try and work on my own thing. So I'm gonna try to jerk the camera around a lot less than I did. I am new to casting and observing, so you'll have to bear with me. But I think we'll figure it out. We'll get better at it. Don't want to give anybody motion sickness. There was one thing they were doing where they kept they would like follow like workers and stuff, scouts or like army or something. I don't actually know the button, so we'll probably try and figure that out. Yeah, I do actually use my arrow keys a lot, and he mentioned that I shouldn't do that, but then when I was watching other casters, they definitely do that. I'm probably just not super clean about it. I'm going to try and pay a little more attention to how I do it, and I think part of it is just, it's okay to find a spot to let the camera sit for a little bit. I think I'm moving it like way too much, and I'm clicking on everything like constantly, and yeah, it's probably like overwhelming. He actually said, and it was kind of funny, that I observe with more APM than I play. Actually made me laugh, because it's probably true. So we'll work on it. I mean, I'll be practicing. Like I said, I'm relatively new to observing / casting, so we'll improve for sure. But alright, let's go ahead and jump into this. So this is the fastest qualifiers for the Omni League, the 2v2 Omni League. My understanding is the way this was played was it was essentially King of the Hill, but it was only 3 teams. There was a team seeded to first, which was, I think, GG Easy's team. So I don't know a lot of these players, so I do apologize for that, but my knowledge of the players is going to be a little bit weak. I just don't know much about the fastest scene in general. So the first team, I don't know these people. There's... we'll see their names in game. I'm not even trying to pronounce some of these. We'll figure it out. No, Hydra and Ace team was... Oh, so they automatically... Okay. So Hydra and Ace were automatically qualified, right? When I said seeded to first, I just meant because, Okay, so Hydra and Ace, I do actually know those 2 players are seeded to automatically have qualified, and then there was a King of the Hill between 3 teams, correct? And I guess GG Easy's team would be 2nd seed then, because they only had to play 1 game. Is that kind of how we did it? Because they played the winner of the first series, right? So yeah, basically. Hey, good enough for me. Okay, so we're only gonna see 3 of the 4 teams that technically were part of the qualifiers, but like Queen said, Hydra and Ace were automatically seeded into the actual group stages. So this qualifier is to find the second team. And GG Easy's team was seeded second, we'll say, so they played the winner of the first series that we're gonna watch. Okay. I think that's right. Close enough. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into this. Like I said, I'm not super fastest knowledgeable, but I think I have a general idea of how it's supposed to be played, so we'll figure it out. I'll say, where's my overlay? Okay, I think Sky High. I think I have seen Sky High before. And this guy I've seen on streams. I'm gonna call him Baya, is that okay? And then Diara. Okay, so we got Terran top left here, which is going to be Baya, the teammate Diara playing Protoss here at 12 o'clock. I'm going to be sending the scout out after the first pylon here. 2 SCVs moving out here for Sky High, spawning top right, maybe just for a wall. We're going to see a barracks first and then a depot right after. And then Golden Galio Protoss here. Be dropping our gateway. But we do have a mirror matchup, PT versus PT. We are not speaking English, which is unfortunate for me. Okay, so we're going to be getting bio, like out of both Terran players. Going to get a second barracks for both players here. 2 gateways coming down for both Protoss players, so perfectly mirrored so far. Nothing too different. The only difference is we have a wall here for orange. The only major difference I would say that makes is you do have the travel distance, and on fastest, I feel like taking an SCV from here, coming all the way down here, does actually cost you a fair amount of minerals because mining is so fast on this map. And you can kind of see it with the barracks timing here is a little bit faster for Baya. Not a whole lot faster, but just a little bit faster. Yeah, we're playing BD. We are. 3-gate here for Magenta, for Diara, and then we have Forge Cannon here for Golden Gallo. So Golden's going for a bit more defensive posturing, which does mean he's going to have a little bit less army for controlling the center here. I kind of like this wall because it is it's Marine friendly, but it's not Zealot friendly, right? So Zealots can't fit through this, but like Marines and stuff can. I don't know if races were maybe picked, so he knows that he doesn't have to worry about lings. Possible here. But kind of an interesting cannon placement here. I guess it's maybe to defend across the the way here. We have Magenta Zealot moving in, but okay, just now confirmed BT, so somebody is at least playing random. But the cannon's here to defend the minerals, the probes and stuff here. So we're not going to get any probe damage done. Ford cannons here. Does protect the Terran in this area here, so they can kind of like rally here and defend here. Getting a little bit of presence on the map in that way, just kind of having a defensible position set up. Zealot's moving in, going to take a little bit of damage. We did lose 1 Zealot from Magenta on the right side here. Posturing to maybe go in, but the cannons are going to finish up here soon, and once the cannons are finished, there's absolutely no way they can breach. And they're making the call to back up. We're going to try and trade units a little bit, but fairly even armies right now, but we do have the cannons coming in to block this, kind of section this off. Gas down for orange here. Just Academy for both players. Academy is much quicker here for orange. We're going stem first, which is fine. Pretty standard. A little bit of trading going on. Still on 2-gate here versus the 3-gate here. Gas is just now coming down from Magenta. The geysers on this map I don't know. Even when I watch fastest players, man, it doesn't seem like they have it fully figured out either. It sucks. Like, you're losing a lot of gas income because they're just coming out on the right side. But I'll try not to harp on it too much. I hate it. So we're going to need to see... I was going to say, we need to see factories coming down if we're going to try and break this position, I feel like. Problem is, if this turn had gone for factories as well, you basically never get through this with tanks, it feels like. But he's actually going up to 4 barracks, so... committing more to army and less to tech here. They don't have confirmation of what the other turn's doing, so I think that's part of why they're trying to pressure here, but... yeah, fight's going down. They are mostly avoiding the cannon DPS. So the fight's not nearly as bad as it could be. Looks like the trade's going to be pretty close, but... yeah, just barely coming in on top is Bayas' team. That can be a little bit dangerous. A lot of extra cannons going down, so we're just committing really, really hard to cannons, but we don't have an answer so far to potential tanks coming out. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see this. So we have the factory here. Okay. We're kind of already in position to get the tanks out faster. I kind of like this, actually. Quicker reinforcements of the tanks of this position when we get here. So we're committing pretty heavily to cannons on mid. Hi, Nomad. Second factory about to finish up here. Third factory coming down. No real tech coming out of Golden Gallo yet. We have the Cyber Core and the Forge, but we're not using either right now. Once tanks are out and tanks are behind cannons, it starts getting incredibly difficult to punish. Or to break through this. Okay, we have Reaver, Support Bay, and we have the Temple Archives here. You want me to either of these teams? Could have been my partner, BD. Didn't I ask you? I think I asked you. Or I was trying to ask you, I don't remember. I couldn't get a hold of you or something. Maybe I never asked you. Pushing in here at 3 o'clock, but yeah, we're not going to be able to break this with Gisela Marine. A lot of cannons here. Pretty good wall here with the 2 gateways as well. We're setting up cannons to defend the Terran here. I don't know if posturing defensively. The issue I'm seeing here is I don't know how Golden Gallo and Sky High ever break through mid here. Ah, I gotcha. So they're pretty well contained. I was gonna say I would like to have seen a factory down here to protect them because he becomes really vulnerable. We do have that set up. Once tanks come out, once again you'll have tanks behind cannons, it gets really hard. It's very difficult to break. DT here. We don't have any mobile detection right now actually, so DT could, if they push through, break through this. He's, I think, kind of assuming at this point they would have detection. I definitely kind of surprised they don't at this point. We're at 8 minutes on fastest. I feel like this DT timing is not even necessarily that quick. But Magenta's not even testing it because I think he just assumed that they would have detection there. Extra bunker coming down. There's the drop ship. Reaver pops out here. Game looks like it could go on for a while. Reaver Zealot coming here towards 3 o'clock from the right side here, and there's really not much to intercept, or really anything to intercept at all. There's a few defensive cannons. They're going to scan ahead and see that this is a vulnerable spot. How much of a worker pull we get here, how much damage we get done. Just 1 probe, and then 1 marine. Okay. Maybe not the most damage we could have got out of that, but that gets cleaned up without taking any damage. Decent probe pool. The turret's coming down. We're just kind of... everybody's kind of posturing defensively here. Corsair for E-Web? I don't know what the Corsair would be for. Maybe just to intercept. Oh, you know what it might be? Corsair with yeah. So Corsair with the Templar. Sorry, I forgot about this. The Corsair with Templar makes it where when you fly in to do like storm drops and stuff like that, if you're using a shuttle, the Corsair will take the aggro of the cannons first, so the shuttle does not get targeted unless you manually target. I need to find out how to like toggle some of my stuff better. And like to follow, I need to learn some of the commands for proper observing. So here you'll see the cannons will shoot the Corsair always unless you manually target. So the storm comes down. Got 32 probes of this first storm. That's pretty huge. We're actually flying across with the other storm, but the Marines are going to get into position to intercept. So what are we looking at here on workers? So yeah, Magenta went down to 33 workers. So we lost like half of our workers there. Wonder how these teams will be playing at EGH and Fighting Spirit. Well, yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see whenever it happens, I guess. But the thing is, too. Sorry, hold that thought. We got a Reaver drop coming in here with the Corsair trick again. Not too many probes, like what, 4 or 5 is what it looked like. Not a whole lot here, so once again, kind of avoiding damage. But yeah, we'll see BD. These are just the qualifiers for fastest, so neither of these teams necessarily will be playing in the tournament. The winner of this will play against the winner of another team. That'll be the team that qualifies. So we got a pretty good sized drop, 6 dropships here coming in. Unloading here, the siege tanks are here. Okay, they're just now sieging. Okay, it's just pure bio. Okay, we're gonna stem on top of the tanks. Maybe clear off a couple of them. I'm going down here for the turret instead. I think that's fine, because you're not going to be able to get any damage down here anyway, so clearing out some of the turrets here to make it where future drops, if you're quick enough, can still get in easier. We're basically on mass factory, mass dropship production for Sky High. Whereas we are still mixing in bio with a Baya. We had just missed it. Another drop came in. We may have targeted the shuttle properly this time because the 12-minute bio drop I know. Looks like the shuttle died before the Corsair did, so I think that was like proper targeting this time to stop the shuttle. This game looks like it could go on for a while. We do have Ghost out. Are we going to be getting nukes? I think these command centers here are going to be for nuclear silos. Siege tanks here in the middle. Just going to siege up these gateways, but they will not be able to push through the front here with these tanks here as well. We're actually going to try and go out. That's a little bit ballsy. We'll see how this goes. We got the cannons covering the for the zealots. We didn't quite target fire as the tanks were coming in. We probably weren't looking, so we actually are going to lose this position just a little bit. But losing this little bit here, I mean, we lose kind of this area here. It's really not that bad, not that important. A lot more tanks coming in to kind of reinforce the area. It is only 4 tanks, so he could even kind of run into this and just open this area up. It's limited tank production coming out of the 3 o'clock base. But may not be like super confident, doesn't know what exactly is behind here. Did see the move out here with the dropship, so he stems down. We're going to catch 1 and a second dropship as well. So only 4 dropships going to get through. A lot of turrets in this area. He may just end up dropping to try and clear up kind of this area here instead. We'll see if he commits to going through. Yeah, see there's the drop. Actually, expanding here. I didn't know expanding and fastest was a thing. We're also only using half of our geysers. We're not mining from them, so I don't know if maybe we got storm dropped again. We're at 50 workers right now. I may have missed another storm drop there. And this is kind of what I see Fastest turn into a lot, is just a lot of, like the stasis. Okay, we got the stasis off. No damage done this time. But a lot of times when I watch Fastest, it kind of seems to turn into this, where it's a lot of, like, just going for the worker harass over and over and over again. PT's gonna get cleaned up here. They didn't really serve a purpose this game. I don't really mind throwing them away, but I'm not exactly close to max, so... let's see, what are we looking at here? Another big drop moving out for... There's only 3 tanks behind this one tank. We have so many tanks in mid right now. There's no way they're ever breaking this mid. Not with this. And we're also on 2 attacks, so the tanks are 2-shotting tanks now. And we're kind of just getting like a stranglehold here on Golden Gallo and Sky High. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to ever break through this middle. And I can't really seem to find enough damage to really weaken the Terran. They've hit the Protoss a fair amount. Like, the aura is really weak looking right now. Only at 100 supply at 16 minutes, but the Terran looks... The Terran's pretty much untouched. And yeah, once again, another huge storm drop here. I think a bunch of the workers again. And knocking us back down to 30, 66 supply, but... It's like there was a bit of a pause here. But it's just, again, I don't see how they ever get to the Terran to hurt the Terran. We do have nukes on the way. At least we have the silo. Max right now with a huge bank, so yeah, it's hard to see. I don't know how they're ever going to get to the Terran to deal damage here. Another big drop loaded up here. Attempted storm drop. Get the Templar off, but we do not cast the storm. Drop coming in, possibly... I don't think this will be able to get much damage done. I mean, there's a lot of Protoss army sitting here. Gonna drop on the corner and see. It's just pure tank. Just a pure tank unload. We're even going to lock down a Dragoon. I like it. Why not? I think, kind of looking at this and seeing how it's played, I'd almost like to see something more like setting up like the turret ring and tank ring here, and it's kind of like minimizing the amount of base that they're allowed to use. And it also would make your drops here just a little bit stronger against the Protoss and stuff like that, trying to defend against it. Another big drop moving out from orange, just spotted yet again. Only a few Marines, 1 tank here with enough for 2 lockdowns. Probably what we're going to look for. 2 lockdowns, but we don't really have any army here to defend. Another storm drop heading up to 12 o'clock. Big stasis goes down here. Once tanks kind of get control of this area, it gets kind of tough. Drop comes down. Once again, another huge storm onto purple, magenta. And a 44 workers again. The only thing is we do have this base down here. What's like small, we'll call it long distance mining for Fastest. But at least this is like more reliable income where they're not losing their workers over and over again. We do have BCs coming out of orange right now, and not really much of an answer for BCs at the moment. Only a few Goliath. No Ghost within range it looks like for lockdowns right now. No Ghost at all, but we have a lot of factories and we can pump out a fair amount of Goliath as we need to. Hi, mouse. Oh, we did not stay on top of these tanks, so they become unfrozen and actually get like a big free trade and just get a ton of tanks. They do have like, yeah, they have control over this area, so they get a lot of free shots as stuff is coming down. Gonna load up some army and try to drop on top of it. Aaron kind of pushing, or Protoss, sorry, pushing out at 3 o'clock here, cleaning up some more of the tanks. But they actually have cleaned out this area a fair amount right now. they're making decent headway. DC's got stasis. You can't really push too aggressively into like a tank line as Terran. It gets really tough. The only thing that's going pretty well for Golden Gallo and Sky High is that they've kept Magenta really weak, and because they've kept Magenta weak, if Yellow can mass up enough army, they can actually push with the tank plus Protoss army and potentially break through this mid, because there's not really much contributing from Magenta at the moment. We also suicided all of our shuttles, I guess, to try and just free up some supply to get more army out. A few more BCs coming out, so up to like 7 BC, I think. A big Zealot swell coming out here. Yeah, and the Unsiege with it, I like to see this. So, as the Zealots are moving in, and they're kind of taking the damage, you can take a little bit more ground with your siege tanks. We don't really have a lot of tanks here. It was a little bit disjointed, but I think it's the right idea. Unfortunately, it just didn't go super well, and we're going to lose all of our tanks. So, that kind of sucks. They're going to be able to retake this area now. So, kind of lost all our headway. DC is kind of coming in after the fact. I don't know if we have Yamato. Okay, we are researching Yamato. Yeah, it's actually a lot closer than I expected it to be. Ghost coming down. Gonna see some lockdowns. We double lockdown one, but that's fine. I feel like we're mostly waiting to see what Magenta ends up contributing. Magenta is up to max, but I don't know what we're maxed on. I mean, we have 83 workers. Oh, we're going for mind control. Oh. Looking at mind control Terran. I hate it. There's the Yamatos coming down, clearing out a couple tanks here. Essentially the way this kind of gets played out in theory would be you'd be using Yamatos to push back the tank line as you move your tank line up to protect your battlecruisers from the Goliath. And that's essentially how you would push forward, gaining a little bit of ground at a time. Another big Zealot swell here. We only lose a couple tanks, gets cleaned up pretty easily. Once again, kind of disjointed. Not a lot of coordination, it feels like, between Sky High and Golden Gallo on their pushes here. Did go for another tank drop here at 9 o'clock. Clear up a few units and I guess kind of get rid of the space a little bit. Another silo's gonna die, but we haven't dropped any nukes yet. Some cannons here around the bottom of Yellow's base just to prevent like drop ships and things from getting as easily. Well, maybe these tanks were moving down there, kind of clear that out, but I don't know, are we going for a Reaver recall? I'm curious to see what Magenta's plan is, or we're just kind of chilling. We're just going for Terran. I don't know. It looks like they're trying to coordinate a push here. DC's coming from the top side as Yellow pushes out with the siege tanks here from 3 o'clock. Definitely pushing the tank line back a lot more now. A lot more. So this was pretty good all in all. And these tanks will be pretty safe. The BCs here. Looking for another big stasis here though. Gonna get the entire... all but one. Let's stop to Yamato. So a little bit more headway made. It kind of feels like Baya's outplaying the two opponents, but it just feels like we're waiting for Magenta to make a move. We're gonna have a big, I think, Reaver drop here with the Corsair. A lot of Corsair even. A lot of tanking for the shuttles here. I think this is like a fat Reaver drop. Okay, this is a disaster. Didn't really have a lot of space to unload, and there's like tanks with a ton of cannons here, so this was a total disaster. Absolutely no damage done. And they're kind of looking pretty good now. I'm very surprised that Sky High and Gallo's been making a comeback here, but it's actually looking like better and better for them. Bayan, Diara haven't been able to get in and do any damage here for a while. And this tank line with the BC can be very, very strong. You basically need like non-stop stasis and stuff on the BC. And we also would like to have our own air to kind of counteract what's happening here. Just the composition from Sky High is better. A lot of ghosts go down, a lot of cannons, or tanks, sorry. Got tanks down here to clear out some of this as well. It's kind of a big like fight all the way across the mid here. We did get that big stasis though on like all of the BCs, but once again, just a little bit more headway is made. So we're slowly breaking through here. More cannons being added. Boy. Arbiter here, potentially posturing to recall here, but that's a lot of cannons. It's hard to imagine I'll be able to get through. Could be just for stasis as well. Defensive stasis, maybe. Alright, the BCs get out of their stasis. A few of them get hit with lockdown, and once again a big zealot swell for the 4th or 5th time here. Imagine not playing BGH. So zealots come in, they're playing this basically exactly how I feel like they need to be playing it. We got the BC tank composition, which is better. We do have a nuke coming down. I didn't actually see where the nuke was. I thought it was here in middle, but it may have got cleaned up because I don't see any where a nuke fell on the map. But we've pretty much retaken this space, so we've kind of pushed across the midway mark. But as I was saying, I feel like they're doing essentially what I feel like they needed to do. We got the better composition with the BC tank, and then we have the big swarms of zealots, and then just tanks move forward a little bit with the zealots over and over again, as we just keep pushing the tank line further and further back. And this is possible because Diara took so much eco damage for so long, and we're just not really getting units out of Magenta. Sorry. Barbarian gets cleaned up, or Zealot's coming again. Big storms come down, a lot more tanks get pushed back. We didn't move forward with our tank line this time, but Yellow still cleaned up a lot of tanks. We have another big drop coming out of Magenta. And go for Yellow this time. Maybe looking for a nuke here. Nuke coming down here. Right here. Could be hard to see. There's so much on the map right now. I feel like these are the these are the times where nukes can be very, very strong because it becomes really hard to keep up with everything on the map. Big nuke goes down, gets like 7, 8, 9 tanks. Looks like I didn't see the drop here, but a lot of it got stasis. We haven't taken any damage yet. Tanks moving down to the bottom side of this to clean up these cannons, kind of push this cannon line back a little bit more. Okay, I'm losing my voice after the first game. It's a good sign. Now that did allow these tanks to move up and kind of retake this area, and once tanks are like controlling this space here, it gets really, really hard for Terran to get out of their base. Now we did find the mine-controlled base here coming out of Diara. Kind of felt like that's what they were banking on a fair amount as well. Did sneak out some gateways here, but our eco's just not strong. Oh, we're just not even mining minerals up here. That's why. Did this just happen? I feel like we were on 90 probes earlier, so I must have missed another drop. Because we were on 90 probes earlier. There's a lot going on. So this area looks like it's just dead. Unless maybe we have units to recall, but doesn't look like we have anything to recall here. Base is it, but doesn't really help the problem. Look, our tank line is just completely gone now from Baya. We're just pushed all the way back. Tanks rallying down the bottom left, just getting picked apart as they come out here. Yellow getting into 12 o'clock here, which is now pretty much wide open. Big drop coming in. Yeah, if we get tanks here, we can completely cut off Terran from helping their teammate. We can clean up 12 o'clock while we also have these tanks cleaning up down here. I'm playing in a team as well. I got second place in the BGH qualifiers, which was good enough. I played my first group match this week, but I probably won't stream it when I play, because I'm going to end up doing the cast, or somebody will do the cast. So I think I'll just leave it to the cast instead of streaming it. And the first team we're against is, in my opinion, the strongest team of the tournament, so we got our work cut out for us. I'm playing with Soviet Kingdom. Alright, so we cleared out mid, and then now we're basically redoing to them what they did to us, where now we're doing the cannons in mid and getting our tanks here as well. I'm really impressed, actually, that Golden Gallo and Sky High managed to break through this. Oh, DeWalt, thanks for the raid, man. I appreciate that. Welcome, Raiders. Yeah, I'm actually very, very impressed that they got through here. I feel like, again, I kind of mentioned it earlier, but I feel like the composition from Sky High was better, and just the fact that Golden Gallo was massing units while Magento was just kind of struggling with eco the entire game. And yeah, we're just pushing the backs bit by bit here, slowly. Terran's now inside of his base. We've cleared 12 o'clock. We did manage to clean up bottom left here. But okay, GG is called. And Sky High and Golden Gallo actually win game 1. Very impressed. I thought it was doomed in the beginning. Impressed, surprised, whatever we want to call it. Yeah, it seems really hard to come back from losing mid. Like, when you have cannons and tanks like that in mid, it just seems really, really difficult to break out of that, but I don't know, they figured it out. Alright, we're gonna go and jump into this one, and then I might take a short break after. That was a pretty long first game. That's kind of what I was worried about with fastest, was the games can take a lot longer. My vacation was fantastic. Had a really, really good time. Alright, so spawning at 12 o'clock, we have Golden Gallo as Protoss again. And his teammate, bottom right, Sky High, this time as Protoss instead of Terran. 3 o'clock, we have Baya as Protoss instead of Terran as well. 9 o'clock, Baya's teammate, Iara, playing Zerg. And we are going for a 5 pool. It sounds Georgious. Yeah, it was really, really good. The fishing was really fun, and it was just nice to kind of have a week of peace, basically. And very little computer time. Alright, so we have a 5 pool and a Forge first coming out of Baya and Diara. Which player is me? I am not playing in this one in the games today. Thanks, Matt. Okay, so it looks like we're going for a cannon rush bottom left with the 5 pullings. I guess this was scouted? I didn't see, but we're reacting relatively well. Actually, like, perfect. I feel like we made our own forge, we have a defensive pylon here to get our cannons up, and we're just going to be able to protect our mineral line and nexus from this side here. This must have been scouted. I guessed it. Pulling 5 probes here. Hang on, how do I get rid of this? Okay. Pulling 5 probes here, but the cannons finish up in time. So we're gonna get better at this over time. But the cannons are up for Sky High here, so we're not gonna take any damage from these cannons. So we're basically abandoning these cannons. The Lings are gonna try and protect cannons up here, but maybe if we got cannons up to this side. But I mean, Sky High can make defensive cannons to prevent anything from going wrong here. Right? Impossible. Not really great zealot control here at first. We're moving a little bit better now. Picking off a few of the Lings. Gonna pull some probes, lose a couple probes. Not too bad though. Our cannon's gonna finish up here. We'll stop this cannon. So yeah, Sky is not gonna take any damage here. In the meantime, we're doing cannons in mid again. Oh, and we're just gonna. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't even see it. Zealot counterattack. Kills 9 o'clock. So the game is over. That is infinitely faster than the first game. Clockware, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. It's hard. Hard to keep up with everything. So Sky High and Golden Gallo win the first qualifier, or win the first match of this kind of King of the Hill style. They're gonna play against the second seed, which is GG Easy's team. What a great series, right? That was fast enough. We can go and jump straight into this one. It's only 3 minutes. 3-minute game. I love to see it. That makes me happy. Is it just easy? I guess it's G easy. I always call him GG easy. Maybe that's wrong. Alright, so we have, I guess, easy. G easy. I know he's a streamer for sure. I've seen him a little bit, and he played in the Battle of the Beehive as well, some. And I think Sky High did as well. I'm pretty sure both of these players were in the King of the Hill Fastest tournament that I played in a little bit. DeWalt played in as well. So in this first game, we have a 6-pull already coming out from Easy. I don't know if this is normal. Maybe early pulls and fastest. I kind of thought it'd be more macro-based, but I guess not. All the way up at 12 o'clock, though, on the opposite side of basically every other player. And then we have his teammate, Dingo, rolling Protoss at 6 o'clock. Bottom right, we have Golden Gallo, Protoss again, so I'm going to assume that he's picking Protoss. This is Protoss in a row. And then Sky High, also Protoss. Okay, we're going straight Forge Cannon block here. Oh, okay, so they said block. That's what they were thinking. They were thinking block at the moment. Okay. So this is like all new for me, right? Like, I don't know the fastest meta. Maybe this is normal, right? Maybe this is a normal strategy going straight for block. Yeah, we have the 6-pull and Lings coming out from Zerg while we're going for cannons to block, I guess, both Protosses at once. Excuse me. So the Lings are just going to be to help cover the cannons until cannons go up, and then I imagine he'll go into droning after. Oh, sorry. See, I'm jerking my camera around too much. I'm trying to not do this. There's a way to follow units, but I don't actually know what the command is. Oh, maybe right click? That's right click. That's what it is. We figured it out. Alright, first Zealot tries to get out here, but the Lings are here to cover. The cannons, kind of as we expected them to be doing here. Forge, or sorry, Gateway. This is a full wall, I believe. Maybe? Not sure. It might be Zealot tight. I'm not totally sure on that one. I'm gonna say probably not. I could be wrong though. I don't wall against Zealots. It must be, right? It must be Zealot tight. We're pushing more cannons forward here. Extra Nexus coming down. And now we're droning for EZ here. Going up to 4 hatchery. We're probably just going to play very drone heavy. Okay. I thought maybe we'd mass minerals for a while, but we are going to go take a relatively quick extractor, I feel like. Defensive cannons here, I guess just to break off this wall here to open it up. No gas coming out of Golden Gallo. What's his name? Hands of... I don't know how to say his name, I'm sorry. But thanks for the follow, I appreciate it. And they're chasing this probe here. I think they were worried about it getting like proxy buildings and stuff out. And yeah, this could definitely be a weakness. I didn't think about this. And Easy doing a good job of kind of scouting the entire map to make sure there's no hidden buildings anywhere. The cannon's going to break this open to allow the Zealots out. But we are making a bunch of X-ray cannons behind to block here. And it looks like we're not going to have enough Zealots to get out. Maybe could have moved commanded through and gone straight to 6 o'clock. Would have actually been pretty huge. But you also can't blame him for possibly thinking there should be cannons at 6 o'clock, just in case. But both players actually reacting the same, making 2 forward cannons to open the wall up. Maybe not the best placed cannons here because we don't quite get the forge, but really that important. So let's actually go to 12 o'clock here. And because of the way we have them blocked in, Easy doesn't have to worry about making Sunkens or anything, so it's actually pretty nice for him. Here comes the double Hydroden. So double Hydroden I see pretty often. Seems to be pretty popular on fastest. Just to get both upgrades right away, you have enough income and stuff like that it's usually fine. And it looks like the extractor he took was actually the second one down first. And maybe that helps with the mining some. I know there's a lot of like nuances and stuff when it comes to mining the gas on this particular version. Something I need to learn. Double Robo Bay here. Shuttle on the way. Or sorry, Robo Facility. Wrong game. More cannons here. I don't like the call of more cannons at this point. You're already walled in. Making more cannons is not going to help you get out on the map to get anything done. I feel like you're better off committing to army or tech at this point. You know they've already dumped a lot of resources into like all of these cannons blocking you in, so they shouldn't have enough army that you would need defensive cannons at this point. As you can see, like we have just 1 gateway production here. We do drop off 4 zealots here on top of those cannons. We're going to clean this cannon up, pick off the probe. But there are enough cannons back behind the mineral line here that he's going to be safe. Dude, the way fastest 2v2 is played is so different from how I would play it. We do have Hydras out from Easy here coming to help clean up these zealots. Gonna move down, but they'll just run into more cannons. Robo Facility coming for Dingo. We do have Reavers out to help push the cannons back here, and we have a very long time until Dingo has his own Reavers out. So there's a lot of potential here. You just don't want to get them picked off by any Hydra. More cannons coming from across here. Kind of cover this area here a little bit. Very annoying play, I feel like. Golden Gallo going up to his own triple robo facility. Citadel in the way, more defensive cannons, possibly looking for storm drops, I feel like. And he's actually killing this off because this is making his Reaver go around this way, which actually makes them get shot by this. So he's opening this pathway up so the Reavers can come down on the right side. Drone maybe a little bit light for fastest, because I think that stacks up to 50, if not more. But I think like 50 is kind of like the typical worker count you want for minerals, like maximum, I think. Reavers chipping away more at the cannons here. Small Zerg army could potentially clean this up, as long as keeps it split well, or Protoss doesn't target very well. But with more extra Hydras coming in for sure, it's enough. Chases that back, but we killed 2 of the cannons here. Like we're just getting more Reaver here, or Archives. Big fastest. The way things are like turtled. Holy. It's so different. So different from what I'm used to. Like we cleared off at least 2 of the Reavers. Maybe more. Easy does have really good map vision, so there's basically nothing that's gonna sneak out. Okay, I guess this is normal. This is the second time I'm seeing this now. Big Nexus, like expansion on fast as possible. That's crazy to me. Potential storm drop here. Down. Didn't quite get the storms off though. Bit unlucky. Maybe a little bit too slow. Probably didn't have the Templar hotkey to maybe. That latency, we'll blame latency. But Dingo with his own storm drop ready. We have Corsair coming out to tank the cannon shots like we talked about. Reaver's here chipping away at this, but Hydra's coming in to go after the Reaver. Shuttle, oof, barely gets to that in time. Yeah, 3 HP is just 1 shot away. Okay, we got a drop off here, but it looks like we pulled really well. I don't think we lost any workers. We're at 75 workers right now, so it looks like he dodged the storms really well here. So pretty good defensive play so far from Dingo. And we... okay, here, I messed up, but all. So all is the term for when you basically get a storm or reaver or whatever, when you clear off the probes on the minerals. So you would say all. That's kind of a fastest lingo thing there. So yeah, we're down to 22 probes, I think. So really big damage on Golden Gallo there. Looks like we flew like all the way around and came from the top side. I think there was a pause to discuss strategy. That's what that might have been. There's a storm drop here loading up with a Dragoon and 2 Templar. We'll have Corsair this time to help tank. I like the Dark Archon potentially for, I guess, mind control to stop drops. I didn't see if we got the upgrade or not. I feel like that's the only thing you'd want it for against Protoss at this point. I mean, I guess you could do for feedback, but like mind control would be more reliable. Kind of feedback after the Templars dropped out. Drop coming in, we'll see if there's any target on the shuttle. There's not, storm goes down, but once again, a really good pull from Dingo. We're in... he's at 90 workers, where are his workers at? Where were they stacked at? I guess they're stacked here. Mostly. Didn't see where he like pulled them to. It didn't look like 90 workers worth. Yeah, Dingo doing a really good job of avoiding getting stormed. Guardians here ready now. A drop coming in with 2 Templar, 2 fake shuttles, 1 Dragoon. Once again, another great tool to dodge the storm. So that's one thing that Easy and Dingo are doing really, really well. And in the meantime, it looks like... Yeah, so we got another all-kill here. Big drop, though, of Reaver and Storm. Looks like we did clear out the drone line for the most part. We're down to 30 drones now. And we might even get the Hive. Barely not gonna get the Hive. Ah, that's kind of sad. Meter showing up to help clean this up some. So GEZ did take some damage here, but still much better off than Skyhigh and Gallo. If you look at their probe counts, this is really, really low. Dingo up to 111 probes. Maybe a little too heavy on the probe count. Going for another drop here on Gallo. And no reaction again, so once again, all probes are gone from Gallo, down to 10 probes. Oh, sorry, I missed this. Just so much going on. Another drop did come back and actually clear off the Hive. It didn't look like we got any drone kills. We're at 43 drones, but we did clear off the Hive, which killing the main base and fastest is pretty huge. That's permanent damage, right? Their income will never be the same after something like that. A really, really good pick there from Skyhigh's team, at least. You can go up to 122 probes. This is crazy to me. We have like no army, we're just doing drop harass with 1,000,000 probes. Did avoid the storms this time, at least for Sky High. But the income is just so low. Like, Golden Gallo's broke right now. And Golden Gallo doesn't even have good defense set up. He doesn't have the money, hardly, to even get a proper defense set up. Sky High at least has pretty good coverage all around his base. But this is almost wide open. There's like 3 cannons here on the way to the Nexus. We have 1 kill, so I think we did actually do a feedback. Beautiful. The interesting drop angle, but I think these are empty. It's like they're empty. Kind of a fake drop, I guess. We just kind of suicided all of our shuttles. Kind of hard to get him home, though, to be fair. I mean, he's completely surrounded by cannons at this point. Four empty shuttles here at the top left. Got 1 Reaver. I think Mind Control is C, actually. Yeah, 122 probes. Crazy. Okay, we got a big storm here. Finally, some good damage on Dingo. From 122 to 60 probes. Cannon game, right? It's so many cannons. I would argue that Dingo losing half of his probes is good for him, but I'm sure he'll start repumping probes again. Got 5 queued up at a time. The crazy thing to me is that all their money is spent, but it doesn't feel like anybody has any army. I guess because we're just making so many cannons everywhere. Easy getting a little bit antsy, ready to attack. Sky High once again dodging the drops pretty well here. And Dingo as well. dodging really well. That's one thing that I will say I'm really impressed with these players is how well they can pull these like massive stacks of probes. I don't know, I guess there's like a trick. You have no rule, it's cannon game for 1 hour. Yeah, I was actually asking to kind of prevent that potentially, but they wanted to do no rules for 2v2, so yeah, that's how it is. But a hotkey, like 0987, like they have all their workers hotkeyed to a group. I mean, you have to re-hotkey every single probe that gets made. Sounds exhausting. Adding your probes to a group, every single new probe. I'm too lazy for that. I did miss it again, but Easy lost all of his drones. He was down to like 12 or something just now, so we made like another 30. Not even mining minerals again. They're actually having a pretty hard time. We basically just have everybody turtled in and they're just killing each other's economy. Then when Easy has to attack. Right. Kind of hate the fastest meta. Yeah, I hadn't seen it before. This is my first time seeing it. And I hate it too. I'm right there with you. Just my super biased opinion. It's not what I expected it to be. I was like ready and excited for like these big like, can you just make units so we can attack? Easy is also tired of those, to be fair. Yeah, I was like ready for these like big tug of war like crazy battles and stuff. Like that sounded super fun to me. But I mean, if this is the meta. What is this, a fake drop? Yeah, there's like, we're doing fake shuttles with like with units in it. Kinda wild. So this is pretty much it. We're just flying around, killing each other's economy over and over again. How are these even getting out? Yes, there's unlimited money. The drop coming in here, killing a few more drones. And so it continues. Well, killing the economy is important because it's I imagine the way it is that it can be easy to kill everything, right? Right? Like it's easy to technically kill every single worker. And then it's like their income completely stops. So in that sense you'd have like a really big advantage. But it's just when we're taking turns killing each other's economy over and over again, it's just kind of funny to me, I guess. Like, if you actually looked, I imagine if you looked at units that died that weren't used for drops, were probably at like 8. And there's probably like 1,000 worker kills right now. It's kind of funny. But Red coming in with a bunch of Guardians and Hydra finally. Looks like we kind of ult Gallo again. Not really a good answer though for all these Guardians right now. We have almost one more Storm available. But it looks like these Guardians may end up finishing the game off here. Yellow killing his own building so he can finally attack somebody. White moving out as well. But he's got cannons on both sides and the front, so he's just completely surrounded by cannons trying to break out of here. And I don't really see how Gallo can hold this. Pretty sure he's dead. His teammate can't get out to help him. A few Reavers here. Now slowly breaking out. Gallo dipping down below 100 supply, has no bank. Looking pretty dead. We're just waiting for him to accept it. Another drop, because why not? Right. Go ahead and storm drop the dead guy. Because this is fastest and this is what we do. We are kind of breaking into 6 o'clock, but I don't imagine we'll be able to macro enough to kill him before his teammate's dead. A Nexus goes down. This is going to get cleaned up here in just a moment. Red coming in with Lings from behind as well to help clear off this Reaver. More Reavers and Dragoons coming. I mean, he does have like a fair amount, but we have a lot of Ling. Surprisingly Ling coming from Red. And we kind of held the attack, sort of. I mean, we're dead. Wouldn't mind seeing like a lot of Muta or something. We have such a big gas bank from Easy, but I guess the mineral income is just pretty weak right now from losing his main hatchery. And Muta also kind of iffy against storms as well. Can be. Storm's coming down though from Dingo, cleaning up the Reaver. I think once we clear up the last of this, we may go ahead and GG out. Nope. We can only hope. Storm Drop comes down. Looks like we get just a few probes, not too many here. I feel like I'm just saying the same thing over and over again. Storm Drop, Reaver Drop, probes die. Good dodge. Cannons. This is the fastest meta. Scouts from Dingo. Why not? Once again, Sky trying to push out, but there's a lot of army now coming out of Red. It's going to push him back, and they just go and start chipping away at him. Not really going to be... Gold Gallo's not going to be able to come out anytime soon. It's going to be a while before he can recover. And Dingo telling Easy to go finish off Gallo here, while Dingo just holds him in. Sorry for all the coughing. Like I mentioned last time, I lose my voice very quickly. Big Storm's coming down and killing a lot of the Dragoons. The Dragoons are going to push through, kill a fair amount of the Storm, but there's just not much left here. It doesn't seem like we're going to be able to break through at all. And Red is now finishing off Golden Gallo. I mean, Dingo is kind of barely holding Sky High, so I'll give Sky High credit for macroing better than Dingo in this case. Just the positioning was like really, really tough for him. Sky High also looks like we did take another big probe drop. We're just down to 27 probes, not even mining minerals right now. GG. And Easy and Dingo win game 1 in the best way possible. We're gonna hang out for a second while I give my voice a little bit of a break here. I mean, this is kind of good for me to watch, just because it gives me an idea of what to expect as well. I think. Oops, sorry about that. Queen, if you're still here, I think we should tell the players to make sure we get the replays posted in the replay channel, just so that it's fair that everybody has access to the replays as well. Because there's going to be a lot of like meta stuff that a lot of players aren't fully aware of, or like tricks or things, and watching replays could give them ideas. And I just think it'd be fair, especially since I will be watching like every single game. Yeah, I'll be watching every single game from every player, so like it gives me an idea of more of what to expect. I just feel like it's fair that everybody has access as well. So thoughtful. I'm just trying to be fair. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into game 2. I might be talking a lot less as we go. I'm doing my best, alright? I'm trying not to jerk my camera around as much. I think I started to there at the end a bit more. I kind of forgot, but what it is. Yay, he says. Maybe because you got Protoss? We got double Protoss from Easy and Dingo. Terran Protoss from Sky High and Gallo. Alright, we'll see how this gets played, because if you have a non-Terran against a Terran, I feel like this does change the way the game has to be played a lot. Because you're now against siege tanks and you don't have your own tanks to cover cannons. So, yeah, being against a Terran without a Terran, I feel like greatly changes the way the game has to be played. I'm curious to see kind of what adjustments we make to the playstyle here. Both going gateway, so no shenanigans early. We're actually going gas before barracks, even before depot. Interesting. We're going straight to factory, like as fast as possible. No pun intended, by the way. Easy. Oh, so I think. Sorry, I meant to turn this off. So I think what just happened was they saw the probe go up, and they thought it was going to be cannons, which made them think that it was Zerg. So maybe this is like a standard strategy to go lean cannon pushes. I think that's what they thought happened. They thought the probe was hiding to go cannon, which would have meant the other one was Zerg. I think this is what we learn. I think that's standard. I guess it's like a standard meta play as you go cannon lean, really. But they saw no scout come out of orange, and there was no cannon lean, so they kind of guessed that it might be Terran. So double factory coming down from Sky High. Factory play against Protoss is obviously very strong. Also does, like I mentioned earlier, prevent the cannon play. Bio and 2v2 against Protoss might be terrible, now that I'm thinking about it, because cannons are so popular. Yeah, look at this. We actually moved our probes from the right patch to the left patch to make sure they couldn't be picked off, and then had our zealots kind of surround the probes to protect them. Yeah, and this pylon as well. So this pylon makes it where the zealots can only get into attack from here. It makes it very easy for Dingo to plug it off. Small engagement here in the middle. Killing this does prevent like the Ford cannons from coming down. And it looks like Gallo and Sky High might be looking for their patented strategy that we saw in the first game against the other team of cannon and tanks in mid. Vulture comes out. Looks like it's going straight to red here. While this is happening, we do have them pushing here, but we have the defensive cannons and stuff, so Gallo should be perfectly fine. We'll see if this Vulture can get any damage done. See how many pros we get here. It's gonna be one. This one? No. Sorry. Okay, 4 probes, 5. I mean, if we're waiting for cannons, we are gonna lose a fair amount of probes here. This is a lot of damage. 6 probes, pretty painful. We actually reposition with this cannon, can't even reach. Seven probes total, knocking easy down to 16 probes. They're blocking orange off, so they can try to go blue. Blue has a 4th cannon coming down. If he postures defensively with the SimCity and stuff, it feels like it's going to be incredibly difficult for them to break them. Cannons here. I don't really know what this was for, but... Alright. Tanks are out, so it is going to be like limited time here that they have to try and kill blue. And without Dragoons, it seems like it might be pretty difficult for them to break through. But we do have Dragoons coming out of Dingo here. Siege mode is done. I start shelling away at this little wall here. Not a whole lot of units out yet. We do have mines finishing up. Just finished. Okay, perfect. Vulture's sneaking out. Might look to lay a bunch of mines around part of the map. Yeah, that's what it looks like we're doing. Pretty good. It does mean our tanks are undefended. The Zealots are going to jump on top of these tanks. Losing the tanks does suck a bit because that is obviously a big part of breaking out of all this kind of nonsense here. And with goons coming up, it does feel like Gallo's gonna be in a little bit of danger. They did go for a full wall, which fine, I guess. But once Dragoons gonna finish range and get to like a decent mass, then Gallo's gonna be in a bit of trouble here. Alright, once again re-sieging. Going for the go, I guess, for Terran. Like Dingo's not quite on the same page. Doesn't agree. And now he's going. We'll once again clean up the tanks. Call for help? Or why? Symptom Mind Drag doesn't quite work out. A lot of cannons coming up from Gallo to just defend the front of his base. I think once Sky High gets to where he's breaking out of this area, then they'll have total control, it feels like. Really working on behind this. Got double Nexus coming down for easy. Observers here for Dingo. They could run over orange. Maybe. I mean, we do have a lot of cannons here. If the tanks get cleaned up and they actually get on top of the tank production, because the tanks don't really have a way out, they'd be stuck here, then it is possible. So many cannons, though, coming up from Golden Gallo, even defensively. Yeah, I do think Sky High can try to take it a little bit slower. Because your army outscales the Protoss army like really, really badly here. So going a little bit slowly and letting your army build up would be fine. They're going for the push here on Sky High. Cannons did finish here. You got 3 tanks getting jumped on top of. But most of the army is getting cleared out at this point. More tanks coming out behind these cannons. And it looks like we're not going to be able to break through. And looking at workers as well, like Skaha and Gongella way up on workers this time. And moving down here, we just have just more and more cannons out of Gallo. Dude, this is so toxic. So many cannons everywhere. Not used to this. Cannons are a good unit. It's true. Maybe I've been playing the StarCraft wrong in general. Maybe I should play BGH more like this as well. Soviets always trying to tell me to build more cannons. I'm so anti-cannon. So what's our answer to the mech gonna be? We have double shuttle. Maybe Temple Archives? Okay, Rebel Base. We're gonna go Reaver here. No, I guess it doesn't necessarily mean Reaver, but without a Temple Archives, it feels like it's gonna be Reaver. I guess it's also for, shuttle speed. It is pretty mandatory. You might see an Archives come down here is what I'm expecting. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna go into our typical drop play from Protoss. Shuttle speed coming. Shuttles. Templar probably soon. Storm. And then the Stargate for the Corsair as well. Even got a Valkyrie, because why not? Yeah, that's... I mean, I support players doing, like, cannon blocks and stuff on Terran, but... I don't participate. How's that, Wolfix? Long time no see, huh? We got 6 tanks here heading up towards Easy. It does spot it though. I mean, you have all these spotter pylons, so you get a pretty good heads up on it. Everybody stop playing. Yeah, I was on vacation. Pretty good connections in the probes here. Oh yeah, we knocked him down to 25 probes. So a lot of damage here on Easy. D4 destroyed Stargraph. Well, I'm back and I'm playing again, Wolfix. You can join me anytime you want. Should have been my 2v2 partner for Omni League, actually. Played Protoss. Nice. B-rank Protoss, let's go! Yeah, I remember that game. Well, I guess I just recently uploaded it. I played it a long time ago. Remember, my YouTube uploads are like 5 months behind where I am right now. So we are entering the turtle stage of the game, which doesn't feel like we have to be here because we do have a Terran that's gone mech. You know what I mean? I feel like we can just push. But, it's not how we play fastest. Now we're pushing out here. Big storm drop coming. We got 4 Templar here, 2 Corsair to tank cannons and turrets, but a lot of turrets here. It's almost 2 turrets thick. As well as like defensive cannons here. We'll see if it actually gets in. The Corsair is so tanky. It's so toxic. Alright, storm's coming down. How much are we gonna get? Pretty good dodges. Only lost a few SCVs. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, so we're still at 66 workers, so totally fine. We are breaking through mid here, and we're just making more pylons and cannons mid while we're getting pushed in mid, because cannons surely is the answer to all problems. Surely, I'm hearing a DT and I don't know where it is. Oh, it's here. Okay. Build the SCV building the turret. Zilla bombs here on top of the tanks, pretty good actually. And decent goons here, so we might actually end up cleaning this up. It looks like we're gonna clean this up. Pretty good engagement there from Dingo. Golden Gallo not really interested in moving while this is happening. During that situation, he thought to himself, I feel like Sky High needs a few more cannons, and that's fine. It was the best engagement, I agree. Jun's literally 1v1ing. That's crazy. I played Snow and Vermin yesterday. That's the only 1v1s I've done since I got back. Blue coming out clears up this army, starts cleaning up the cannons here, and that coming out with it as well. So it looks like we're going to be able to push through this mid and possibly start pushing. I feel like 9 o'clock is really going to be your target always in this position. A little bit. Dropping mines here to stop Easy's reinforcements. Pop. Not many units coming out of red right now. Yellow is close to max, but so are the other two. I think red took a bit of eco damage early on. A little bit low on gateways, but his money's relatively low. We will be going for another drop here. We'll see if Sky High reacts in time. Or we're just not dropping the units at all. Or I guess it died. The ones with the units died. Yeah, and here we are pushing into 9 o'clock. We got the tanks coming in with the Dragoons. Do I assume a sweet spot worker count for fastest? I personally, but I'm not a fastest player, so I'm not the expert on this, but I feel like 70 to 75 is about what you would want. Max. I don't think I'd ever went over 75. And maybe that's even a little too much, in my opinion. But I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm not a fastest player. What if you want 76? Now it's an actual map right now. It's called 76. Yellow is going to be able to beat this back. Red came in with a few units here on the top side as well, but not really a whole lot to offer at the moment. He's going to push this back, but there's a lot of tanks in mid, and we're up to 2-2 upgrades against the Toss army. And it just doesn't feel like we're going to be able to trade efficiently enough or well enough to break through mid here now. I mean, once the tank count starts getting this high and you got Protoss units tanking for it as well, it just feels so powerful against Protoss. Especially on 2-2 upgrades. And we're about to finish our third of the ship weapons. Oh, we're getting ship weapons. I don't know what for, but why not? It's fastest. Dingo left before Easy could say what he wanted to tell him to do. So, Sky High and Golden Gallo actually win game 2, so we're going to tie the series up 1-1. Yeah, that one was much better. I feel like with the Terran in the game, having one Terran on one team kind of prevents the turtle style a bit more from the double Protoss. The bracket for my tournament just came out. my CPL tournament. It starts at 9 AM, but I only have to play one series. Which is great. It'd be 2 hours, so it'll be like 11 AM for me. At the earliest, I think. And that's good because I am doing more casting on Saturday as well, so it's good that it's early in the morning. Oh, Wolfix. Wolfix, are you still here? Maybe Wolfix can help me cast one of these. I don't know how well he knows 2v2, but his general StarCraft knowledge is pretty good. Dual cast Poggers. I'll DM Wolfix later and see. It could be fun, actually. Alright, let's hop into the final game here. Just so you guys know, when I do the future cast, I will create dummy replays. I did it for the BGH cast, but lazy today. But you can't tell just from my replay list who's gonna win. Okay, let me get a little bit more water, and then I'll start. Let's go. We might be in for one more long one, guys. See what the races are. Okay, we have Dingo top left, Protoss every game. You have Easy, Zerg, 9 o'clock. Sky High is Terran top right, Golden Gallows, Protoss. Go Easy. He's picking favorites. Oh, because he got Zerg. He lost that for us. Waiting too long. I like this. So once again, we do have Terran toss versus a non-Terran, so we can avoid the turtle style from one team at least. But Easy did say he's going to go for a 9 pull here. So pull's going to come down. I wonder if that means that we see a forge from Dingo, but we're not getting a pylon. Oh, sorry, it's a forge pylon. Maybe a forge gateway? Forge first from Gallo. We'll see if this is forge or gateway. Positioning looks like a forge to me. Gateway behind the pylon. Interesting. So 2 gate, forward 2 gate with a 9 pull. Scouting the Terran here. Terran's probably going to be the easier target. We are going to get cannons first out of Gallo. I do scout the 9 pull here. We make 2 overlords. I can't think of any reason to do 2 overlords. This feels like a mistake. Do a 9 pull, double overlord, and no lings. Okay, so it's gonna be 4 lings with ling speed, and he's gonna go Hydra behind this. 4 to 3 gate, I said we do have the cannon here out of Gallo. Just, I guess, looking to make sure we're not getting cannoned up here. We're actually dropping defensive cannons for Sky High. They scouted the 9 pool, but they don't realize that Lings aren't actually coming right now. It's gonna be Bio. Oh, he hit a barracks up here too. Nice. Lings got a couple chasing here. Okay, we're heading towards Terran. Dingo wants easy to go. I guess mostly to scout Terran at this point. Like, we're not gonna get any damage, but I think he wants to know what Terran's doing. Lings coming in here. And then we'll see the gas just now starting. We're going to see the extra barracks, so we're going to be able to confirm Bile here. If we do run into the cannons, we're going to lose our Lings. Not that big of a deal, though. The Lings kind of don't really serve a purpose at this point. In terms of size of Brood War communities, is it low money, fastest BGH? I think so, yeah. I think. The fastest community might actually be pretty large, though. Like, possibly larger than low money. Unless you count, like, the Korean... Yeah, probably not. I don't know, actually. I don't know. BGH is definitely the smallest, though, by far. Alright, Zealot's coming in here. Gonna fight the Marines. Push them back a little bit. The 3 Lings are showing up. Yeah, you think so, Ice? Yeah, I was gonna say this kind of sucks because we're gonna have to cancel our 4th factory. We never wanted to do that. I think the depots here prevent the SCVs from coming out on the right side. So this should fix a lot of the mining, I think. Well, because we actually canceled the factory and we're not making another one, so these cannons are going to be here for a while. Barracks floating down, this is more of a scouting barracks. Maybe he was planning on blocking minerals, but I know you can still... I know you can with the eBay, I assume you can with the barracks too, but you can still actually clear through to mine with it in the way. Hoping to learn fire bats, pretty ambitious considering we saw the Hydra there. I agree with you, the Korean fastest. I was hoping that's the map we were gonna play, but I guess I was in the minority there. Because I don't like this one. The only reason, well, there's a few reasons I don't like it. I don't like this space right here being so close. It feels kind of unbalanced. And I hate the gases. Absolutely hate it. Okay, they're looking to attack 12 o'clock here. A fair amount of Hydra with the Zealots here. Cannons are not going to be in time. And this is a pretty strong combo. Really bad surface area for Golden Gallo as well. So he's going to get a pretty bad trade here. And we may just be dead. Sky High cannot get to him to help him right now. Yeah, I think you're right, Dearly. Yeah, might be dead. We're gonna try and push out the bio, but there's a bunch of cannons here to block the bio. And this isn't even gonna be able to break through. I think they've done it. I think the game's just over. Few cannons finishing up, but there's still a lot of Zealots left over, and they can just keep rallying into him. But even if he did manage to, like, clean us out a fair amount, they can just keep going and going, and Sky High can't get to him. So we have 5 cannons left here. This is a little more of like a traditional kind of BGH style, the way this was played, where you would cannon in the Terran and hit the other one. It's a little bit different because Dingo built his entire base in the middle of the map, but it's all the same, I guess. It's interesting. I would love to see it when we play BGH, if the fastest players tried doing things like building their bases in the middle of the map. Alright, so with 12 o'clock dead, they're gonna go top right now. Sky High now wanting to GG out because this is, you know, kind of a decider match. So understandable that he wants to try and fight this out and maybe pull off a miracle. Yeah, the SCVs blocking the Zealots, which is pretty good, but the Hydra's chewing through a lot of the SCVs, and there's just too much here for Easy and Dingo's team. GG is called, and Easy and Dingo are our second qualifiers for the fastest community in the 2v2 Omni League. Woohoo. GG's. Okay, so with that, I don't think we have. Oh no, we got. Okay, this is safe to show. Or I'll just say it. Okay, so we have our 6 teams for the 2v2 Omni League. As I mentioned it before, but I'll go over it again. The way the bracket is going to be is it's going to be 2 groups. So we have 2 groups of 3 teams, and they're going to play a round robin. Each group has 1 team from each community, meaning that one of the teams is fastest, one is BGH, and one is Fighting Spirit, or the low money community. I think the 2v2 teams were decided by BSL. I never actually got confirmation on that, but I think that's how that was decided. So you know we're gonna have strong teams from BSL. The 6 teams. So from the BSL we have 0. Or sorry, the low money I should say. From the low money we have 0 and Jonik. And we have TT1 and Banana TQ, which in my opinion is the team to kind of watch out for. But we'll see. I don't know a lot of these players, so I might be surprised by some other teams as well. From the fastest community, as we just saw, we got Easy and Dingo, and the other team is Ace and Hydra. I know Ace and Hydra are both very strong fastest players as well, and I think Hydra used to also be, I think, A rank in ladder, so he seems like a very strong, well-rounded player as well. And then from BGH we have myself and Soviet Kingdom is one team, and the other team is 24H, Dahudai and Papa, which is they're 2 players from the Chinese league. They actually run their own like BGH league and stuff, and we did like our own qualifiers, and yeah, those are the 2 BGH teams. So I think overall we have pretty strong teams for each community. I should show the brackets. Yeah, I was actually thinking of posting it. Just the ones from Challenge, right? To show the group. This is the kind of the groups, so you can see who's against who. And like I said, we're gonna do a round robin, and the way the round robin is played, so I know I'm losing my voice. I can hear it leaving. So the way the round robin is going to be played is that when a team plays, so like say like this week I'm playing against TT1 and Banana TQ, right? So my team is BGH and their team is the non-money team. So our first map is going to be kind of the map that neither team plays. So our first map is going to be on fast as possible, and then the loser picks their map, which usually is going to be, you know, our preferred map. And then we'll finish on the 3rd map if it goes that far. And it's going to be a best of 3 on each map. So we'll play a best of 3 on BGH, a best of 3 on Fastest, and a best of 3 on Fighting Spirit. And then we'll take like the overall map score at the end of it. And then the top 2 teams, or the top team from each group, will do a finals. And the way the scoring is you obviously get 1 point for winning a map, and then if you win 2 maps, you get the 2 points plus 1 more point for winning the series. Or winning the map. I guess it's based on map score. We're doing overall map score. So there's a potential of, what is that, 9 points per series for the winning team if they win all 3 maps. So even if we like lose 2 maps or something, then it's still important that we continue to try like on a, the next map and try to get our win. So the points can make a big difference in the end. I think it's going to be really interesting to see the different styles mixed in. Kind of like what I was just saying earlier, where it's like I'm curious to see if like fastest players try building their base in the middle of the map on BGH. You know what I mean? Because that's like totally not BGH meta. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the different styles match up, and even like for me as a BGH player, if I'm playing against like Fighting Spirit players or fastest players and they're doing weird stuff, it's going to be like be weird, right? It's going to be like I don't know how to react to this. Like what are they doing? It's confusing. But it could make for some pretty interesting games. My first cast will be this Saturday, and then I do another one on Sunday. So every Saturday and Sunday I'll be casting one of the matches from each group. Like Saturday I'll do Group A, and then Sunday I'll do Group B. And yeah, we'll be doing that each week. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'm definitely gonna have to try and get co-casters though, because there could be some long games, long series, with a potential 9 games per series. And after 2 hours, I've like completely lost my voice. But yeah, good stuff. I think this will be fun. Okay, I'm gonna take a break. I've lost my voice. I'm gonna try and come back and play later tonight. I do plan on doing a lot of practice with Soviet tonight as well. But I was saying to help cast. Yeah, I can reach out to him and see if he wants to. I'll see if I can get Wolfix to join me as well. I think Wolfix would be pretty fun. There's definitely several people I can ask. We'll get somebody for sure. But thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I'll be back on Saturday with the cast for the groups. Well, not tonight, Wolfix. It'll be Saturday and Sunday. I'll talk to you later about it. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll be back Saturday with the cast, and I'm going to try and play some games myself in the meantime. I'll do some ladder, DGH, fastest, all that good stuff. We'll be mixing everything up while we do this tournament. Prize pool. Prize pool's pretty big. Let me actually post real quick the link for this. Or what it was, though. I really need to learn to bookmark stuff. Imagine. Dude, I hate this whole thing with like when you're streaming and there's this like streamer mode thing and you can't see what anybody's name is. It's all like one letter ... I don't know how this is supposed to be helpful. Okay, if you guys are interested in contributing to the prize pool at all, we are up to 250. The prize pool, it's going to be all for the players. Like if this is successful, we may end up doing this again. But yeah, if you want to contribute, just go there and you can directly contribute to the tournament. But alright, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I'll be back later. Hope you guys have a good evening, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye!